Hello everybody, it's Dave from Area Arachnids. We're going to do a requested video which is to revisit my Brachypelma species. So we're going to start off with the one I've had the longest. This is Brachypelma homori male. Sorry for the voice. He's been with me for 7 years. So he's probably around 8.5 years old, somewhere in that area. Picked him to start out with, well, because I've had him the longest, and he's just simply something. He was named Obi years ago. I don't generally name my tarantulas much anymore, but the ones I do, or the ones that were given to me that had names, keep them. So yeah, this is the first one. I think I have 4 Brachypelma homori, and the video is going to do, it's not going to be in any kind of order at all. I'm just going to randomly grab one, and then I'm going to put them right back on the shelf where they belong. Okay, next up is the second longest one I've had. Just randomly happened the way I grabbed the enclosures. This is my Brachypelma Amelia male. He is also 7 years old. I got him about 6 months after I got the homori. This guy's been my favorite spider for a long time. Well, one of my favorite spiders, but I've had a lot of fun with this one. He's very, very rambunctious, very, very good eater. We're not going to feed anybody today because they were just fed about 5 days ago. So we were just going to do show and tell today. So yeah, Brachypelma Amelia male. One of 5 Brachypelma Amelias I have in my collection. So he's going to walk. He needs some water too. So this time of year, and in fall, what I generally do is go through the enclosures and, because the dirt settles over time. Oh, I'm shaking all over the place here. Dirt settles over time, so I add dirt, rearrange some things. He needs a little bit of additional dirt. You can see it's settled in the backside. He used to be all the way up to the top of that. So we're going to get him out and get him some more dirt. We'll put water in there and he'll fill it up anyway. But we'll do it. And then we'll do updates here and there throughout the year. I'm going to try and do at least 2 videos a month now. I have some time. So yeah, Brachypelma Amelia male number 1. Okay, next up is one of my Brachypelma albiceps. I have 2. This is a juvenile male. You can see he still hasn't really got much of his golden look and dark legs yet. He's about 2 inches, maybe a little bit more. Just molted about 2 months ago. So I'm hoping this one will line up with my female that you'll see in a little bit. That would be kind of cool. I definitely want to try and breed all the Brachypelmas. The only one I'm not going to be sure about is Baumgarteni, because they aren't readily available. You just don't see them in the market. And you'll see mine. Hopefully you'll see mine. He usually likes to hang out in his log, but we'll see. So Brachypelma albiceps male number 1. Okay, next up is a Brachypelma smithi. This one's a little over 1.5 inches. Kind of new to the collection. I haven't had it but for a few weeks. This came from Bang Hub. So go check them out. One of the easiest going vendors that you'll see on the market. Amy and Quinn will work with you. They do great mystery boxes, so check that out. We put some rocks in this one. You see, it's been warm here, so we got to do some watering. But yeah, Brachypelma smithi. This is unsexed, so we're not going to label it as a male or a female. What I'm doing with my collection now is the spiders are getting bigger, so I'm labeling once they're a male. If they're the first male that is sexed out of however many I have, then that'll be male 1, and then male 2, male 3, or female 1, female 2, so on and so forth. So when you hear me refer to male 1 or female 1 or whatever number, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So a little smithy. And we did get another one of these with a trade a few days back. I traded some Nandu Colorado Velosa slings that I had for they think it's a Brachypelma smithi. Kind of looks like one, but we'll find out once it molts. And it is a female, so okay. Okay, next up is another Brachypelma homori. This one came from Anastasia at netbugs.com. This one came with the Amelia earlier that you saw. This one is also a male. This one when it came in was lifeless. Didn't think it was going to live. It was winter time. We let it warm up, and miraculously it came to life, and has been with me for 7 years. And you could see he's not very big at all. This one took a long time to get going after it got here. So for 7 years, he is about maybe 3/4 the size as my other male. This one's a great time though. This one's kind of crazy. We did add some dirt and leaves and changed up the enclosure a little bit for this one. This one was one of the ones that I did get done with the settling. You can see I added a lot more dirt to that one. There's only that much space. Yeah, so this is Brachypelma humore male number 2. Okay, so this is the newest one. This is the one that I traded for. This is the one that they say is a Smithy. I'm not focusing on the spider very well, are we? It's hard to tell, but the chelicerae are black. They're not, I don't see a distinguished banding like you see in humori. We really can't tell by the leg pattern and the coloring right now because you can see she needs a molt. We just don't want to focus on that little one, do we? Yeah, so we got her a few days back. Very, very placid spider. But put her in the home. You could see we got a nice little den for her there, which since I put her in here, that's pretty much where she's been. She hasn't done much of anything. Okay, so that would be Smithy female number 1. Okay, so this is one of the enclosures that needs more dirt. As you can see, we've settled down to about that far. Lives in the coconut hide. This is male number 2 of the Brachypelma emilias. So this is the second male to be sexed. I love this species. This one's a little more dark red. Maybe we'll come out a little bit and say hi. But I just absolutely adore this species. If you really pay attention, maybe I'll do just a video on these 5 once I get all the enclosures redone. So you could see the difference in coloration. Some of them have this like rust burnt color, darker, and there's 1 or 2 that have that brighter red on them. So this is male number 2, Brachypelma emilia. Okay, this is Brachypelma emilia male number 3. He also is kind of dark. I don't know if there's a locale difference in where they're from. These are the northernmost Brachypelma species in Mexico. And I think they're still like 700 miles or so from the United States border where their range is, if my memory serves me right. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one, but not by much. I'd say maybe 1/4 of an inch. So these two, it's unlikely that they'll line up with the females, but I'm hoping, one of them holds back. But the females are pretty much the same size as these males, so I kind of doubt it. They'll probably won't mature for another 5 years or so before they're able to breed, and I would imagine these guys would be ready to or have already matured out. So this is male number 3, the Brachypelma emilia. All right, so it's unlikely this one will come out. She's the shyest out of all of them. She's in the blandest enclosure. She needs a little bit of redo. The dirt that I put in here is just way too dry for what I like, so she's going to get a total enclosure overhaul. New dirt. Well, we'll use this dirt and repurpose it and recycle it in with some damper stuff, a little bit more topsoil. I was thinking about adding some desert blend in with these emilias and some of these other Brachypelma that I use with like my Faunapelma. It really looks nice. The coloration of the substrate, because I put it like on the top, and then the bottom parts are generally like jungle mix or peat moss or a mixture of a bunch of stuff put together. So this is female number 2, and she's the smaller of the 2. Sorry you can't see her. Okay, this is humore female number 2. You could see how light her chelicerae are, which is one distinguishing thing about the Smithy and the humore. It's not the only real factor, and it's not 100%, but she's very, very light with the chelicerae, and my other one, the Smithy, is very, very dark, really more of a black chelicerae. I moved her hide just so we could see her because this is an easy hide to move. It's not buried. She also needs a little bit new dirt, somewhat new dirt, and probably get the plant out of here that you see, and we'll substitute it for some leaves. I may try her with the desert blend and see, just because I know I need to redo her. So yeah, so this is Hamori female number 2. Okay, here we have Emilia female number 1. Actually, she's the smaller of the two. This one's the smaller of the two females. And she's right around the size of the male. So all, both females and the other 2 males are relatively close to the same size, roughly about 3 3/4 of an inch, maybe 4 inches total if you really stretch her out. She's another one that we're going to add some more substrate to, rearrange the enclosure a little bit, get her a little bit of a bigger hide to get into. I'm going to do that with all the Brachypelmas, make sure they have something, it's a little bit bigger for them to get into, and a little deeper substrate so they can get down and do what they want to do. None of my Brachypelmas seem to really burrow. Even the ones that, all these were started out with, well, I'm not going to say all of them. Most of them were started out with deeper substrate, and if they don't burrow, there's no sense of filling this container up 3/4 of the way for them just to be rubbing their backside on the top of the lid when they walk around. So you kind of have to get that feel for your spiders and know if they're going to burrow or not burrow. And this one here, this female here, is always out. She never hides. Matter of fact, this dish usually goes inside there. I'm surprised it's out right now because the other day it wasn't. So she likes to move that. She'll flip her leaves, as you can see. She pulls them out. She's a busy one, this one. So this is Emilia female number 1. Okay, so this is one of my 2 Brachypelma rotums. This will be female number 2. She's roughly probably 3.5 inches. Confirmed, molt confirmed. Anytime that you hear me say confirmed or female, it's been confirmed with both molt, and I do ventral both ways. I don't ever say it's a female just ventrally on camera. I will say I ventrally sexted female, but I won't say it's confirmed until we actually have a molt, and all of these spiders have been molt confirmed, except for the new Smithy that I got. So this is sometimes you hear people that they really love these, and we're not rich yet. She doesn't have that rich black color that you'll see in my other female here in a little bit, and that dark deep red on their knees. My other female should be molting, I would think, in the next couple months too. But these are a lot of fun, very rambunctious spiders. I found the Erotum to be probably the 2nd most skittish out of the group, next to the Classy. I think the Classy are the most skittish out of all the Brachypelmas. But this is female number 2, Brachypelma Erotum. Okay, so here is female number 1, Brachypelma albiceps. It's the only female that I have. You already saw the male earlier. You'll see what they turn into. She is a doll. She is so placid. I mean, one of the most placid spiders I have. She will let you touch her if you need to. She'll crawl on you if she wants to. I don't generally handle my tarantulas. She needs water too. I don't generally, yeah, tomorrow's a watering day, but we'll probably, maybe I'll get it done tonight. I don't know. Anyway, she, like I said, she's been placid since she came in, and just an absolutely gorgeous girl. It's one of the only Brachypelma species that after the redescription that stayed without red legs, any red on the legs at all. But just look at her. I mean, just absolutely stunning. She's just something. Okay, Brachypelma albiceps female number 1. I'm putting my hand in front of the light there so you're getting a little shadow. I'm doing my best to hold still, but with my MD, it's getting harder and harder to do that. On my good tripod, my octopus tripod, shit the bed, so it doesn't stay anymore. The weight pulls it down. The hinges joints just kind of wore out, so I got to order a new one. Okay, so this is my biggest girl. This was a gift from Ruth at Mostly Reptiles. I think they're still called Mostly Reptiles. They might be called Mostly Spiders now. I'm not really quite sure. This is a female Brachypelma hamori, and you can see the chelicerae. See how light colored they are. There's not that rich color in the knees with the black. And the fading goes into a light cream instead of like a reddish to a orangish, I think is more Brachypelma smithy. But she is the largest. She is about Oh, she's close to 6 inches, if not 6 inches. She's pretty damn close to it. She just molted not too long ago. She's sexually mature, but none of my males, of course, you saw the 2 males already, are big enough. I thought Obi was going to mature last time, and they were going to line right up, but she probably won't molt again for another year or two because she just molted. So once maybe Obi will molt again before she gets too far into her cycle, and we'll be able to pair them, because I'm not going to send Obi away. He's staying with me no matter what. So, yep, beautiful, beautiful girl. Her name is Constance. That was what Ruth named her, and was my grandmother's name too. So it was kind of fitting. So I just kept the name. She's usually pretty active. Again, these enclosures. Okay, so I'm gonna just explain. These are these Walmart shoebox enclosures. Okay, you can't get too much dirt in them because you'll cover up these holes. There are deeper ones that I have that these bigger girls are going to be put into. They're deeper, so instead of that high, they would probably be they're about that high. So the holes would be higher, and you could fill in more dirt there. It's the stackability that I have here. The problem with these is that these lids do not stay on. They don't snap in. They don't hold on. So I've got Velcro patch now that we're going to put Velcro on the side and Velcro on the top, and then put that little jumper in between there to keep these lids on so that these spiders don't try pushing the lid off, which they can do. I stack stuff on top of them right now so that they can't do that. But this will give me a little bit more room. I need to redo my shelves to lower and raise the one shelving, and the one shelf needs to be raised up so that I could put one more of these on top of the other ones, and then the Velcro will be on them, and I don't have to worry about, keeping the same one on top all the time. They're all going to get it. So that'll be starting tonight into tomorrow. Hopefully that'll get all done, and we'll water while we're doing that. Okay, so this is my only Baumgarteni that I have, and I have not even seen another one on the market since I've got this one. Actually got 2 that came in, and one was actually a Bamey, not a Baumgarteni. And you could tell generally by the coloration of the carapace. Baumgarteni seem to be darker on the carapace. And there's something else about the areas around where the legs are too, that can help distinguish them. But Bomi have, that peach colored carapace. You'll see in a little bit. And the Baumgarteni have a little bit more darker color. You should never really, identify them by carapace coloration, because it will change over time. But this one has always had a dark one, dark carapace, and my Bamies have always had a light carapace coloration. So I'm hoping to find somebody that's got a female. There was another mature male that was on Spinder that found a home with another female. So hopefully when this guy matures, there'll be another female out there, because we need to get more of this one, definitely this one, into the hobby. Okay, next up is the Brachypelma classy female. She got a brand new home today. This is the largest Hobby Lobby container in length. She's got a nice burrow, which she won't use. She didn't use her other one. And she's ready to molt soon. So I wanted to get her into a bigger enclosure now. So she got used to it a little bit, and hopefully this will push her molt a little quicker. We also have a male. Male's a little bit bigger, but we'll see. I'm kind of hoping, that they'll kind of mature at the same time. We'll find out. But just absolutely love this species too. And she's not bright like she will be once she molts. You'll see more of that color pop. A very, very dark species with those beautiful legs, and they'll get much brighter once, and her black will get much deeper once she molts. Okay, next up is the Brachypelma Bamies. This is male number 1. He needs dirt in the worst way, and there's a lot of clutter in here. I may scale this back, get rid of this skull, to leave this, but something just to walk on. But yeah, this one, he's going to mature way before my females. I would expect the next molt. He's pretty decent size. He's probably about 5, a little over 5 inches, stretched out. Probably the least feisty of the 3 that I have. You could see he loves to He loves to give me a run for my money. You never know what he's going to do. But he usually stays in here. He doesn't try to climb out. At least he hasn't yet. He'll probably do it right now, but he's never tried to climb out of his enclosure. See another one that's got no water. So that all the New World species watering days tomorrow. This will give me an opportunity, like I said, to do more dirt, rearrange the hides. He does not use that thing at all. So we're going to put a cork bark in there, buried like that, coming up this way. You know, it'll come up here to give him something to hide into if he wants to. Okay, that's Bamey male number 1. Okay, here's Bamey female number 1. She needs to molt. The males molted about a month and a half ago. One molted, and then like 5 days later, the other one did. And believe it or not, the way I got them to molt, because they were big, was I completely sprayed their enclosure down. I mean, just doused it. The walls, the substrate, down the corners of the substrate, put the lids on and just left them alone. And then next thing I know, I looked over because they're right next to my bed, and one was on its back like 5 days later. So we're going to do that with her. Yeah, she hasn't eaten in a while either, so she needs a molt in the worst way. So this is Bamey female number 1. It's the only female that I have right now. All right, this is Bamey male number 2. He's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and you're not getting a good shot of his coloration. He is a lot more vibrant than what you're seeing, especially with light on him. This is the, you know, the other one I said wasn't, it's crazy. This one's very placid. This is the one that does not kick hairs. The other male and female will. This one has not. Even though Bamey are known to kick hairs quicker than most other Brachypelma, at least in my experience, they have been. And this is another enclosure. You could see it needs, this is the dirt level, and here's the ground. So we need to get some more dirt into this one and then bury this hide a little bit more. He doesn't even use it, so we're probably going to put something different in there for him that's not as big to give him more. These Bamey seem to move around more than my other Brachypelma do too. So not that that's a common trait for them, but it just seems like the 3 Bamey move more than my other spiders of the Brachypelma genus, whichever way you want to say it. Okay, we got 2 more to go. Okay, so this is my Brachypelma auratum female. You can see how much brighter her red is and how much darker she is than my other one. This is another spider that she's in need of a molt. I was going to redo her closure, but I'm going to wait because she kicks hair like crazy, and she's getting pretty dark on the back end, so I don't want to bother her. We'll wait till she molts and hardens up and neats once, and then we'll get her out of here and redo. She'll probably be the first one that gets the deeper enclosure because she's going to be probably close to the largest one. She's going to rival Constance there. So we'll see. Again, I'm not sure if she'll be bigger, but those 2 will be the first 2 that go in. The males will probably stay in these smaller or lower enclosures, and we'll put the females in the deeper enclosures. And then we got to worry about my Brachypelma, because my Brachypelma species get pretty big, and I have a handful of them that we're going to need to make sure we have good housing for. So we'll end on one more with the Brachypelma classy male. So let me go get him, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, wrap up time. Male Brachypelma classy. Guys are gorgeous. I just love these colorations, blacks and browns and tans and creams, and you know, just I love that coloration. You know, and this is the coloration that you'll see like on Ephebopus rufescens and Psalmopaeus victori, Lyronathus giannisoppositoi. These burnt, rusty colors with the dark or brown and blacks mixed into them. Just, you know, absolutely. Why do we keep on focusing? I'm not even moving. Absolutely stunning species. Just absolutely adore them. I just wanted to end with, I started a new group on Facebook, Tarantulas 101. I know, like, we need another one, right? But I'm going to gear this one more towards the scientific end of the hobby, not the, you know, geared for new keepers where you try to tone down how you say things. And, you know, it's not about not being polite, because that is a part of my group. But I want people to understand that you could do things differently. You don't have to go by this hobby standard that But people keep saying over and over again, or that you hear on YouTube all the time, like you're listening right now on YouTube. But, you know, again, why do you need an enclosure that's 10 inches tall with 8 inches of substrate for a spider that just sits on top of the dirt? If your spider doesn't dig, why do you really need that much dirt? The only reason that you do is if from the base of the dirt to the top of the enclosure is too high, then the spider could fall and injure itself. I get that, but you know, a low enclosure that's maybe 5 inches, 6 inches tall with 2 or 3 inches of dirt on there, with a species like this that has never ever dug a hole in its life, barely lives underneath a log that's in here, why do you really need that much, right? So we're going to talk about stuff like that. We're going to get into ventral sexing and exuvia sexing, and hopefully be able to get people to get away from certain words like the flap and get them into, you know, looking for spermatozoa and uterus externus and what they look like in the species that they're trying to help somebody sex online. The biggest part about ventral sexing and sexing in an exuvia is the people don't even know what it's supposed to look like. They just hear flap all the time, and they just think that there's a little something that doesn't look like nothing, then it's a female, when in all actuality it could be a glare from the camera, or the skin's got a fold in it. I mean, there was a couple just the other day, I think 3 or 4 of them on a handful of groups that I looked at, that people were like, oh, it's a female, it's a female, it's a female, there's a flap, there's a flap. So I asked the person just to put a light behind it, the mold, and redo it, and when you look, there's absolutely nothing there. Nothing. It's completely smooth. You could see the gonopore opening. There's nothing there. So you had 5 or 6 people saying female because they thought they saw something that wasn't there. I want to help people learn that and differentiate that and say, okay, well now, you know, I mean, I go on Google sometimes to look up what spermatozoa should look like for a certain species so I can help people. There's pictures out there. So if you're going to help someone sex a spider, at least know what you're looking at and what it should look like at certain sizes too. You know, I mean, you could have a female that looks like a male at a smaller size without lighting from behind. I light all my molts from behind, even ones that I know are female. I light them from behind, I take a picture, and then I light them from the front and take a picture. When you light them from the front for larger species, that's how you tell if they're sexually mature. Lighting it from behind, you could see, because it's shining up through the bottom of the abdomen, that it'll look like it's mature from a backlit picture, but when you look at it from the front, the uterus externus is still clear or somewhat opaque. So that's confusing a lot of people too. So those are the things that I want to try to work into that group and work with pictures. And you know, I have a great team so far. There's 1 or 2 other people I'd like to join the team. I just haven't got a hold of them yet. I think they'll be great helps. One works with the Brachypelmas a lot, so I'm really hoping she'll join. And it's just another one that's got a bunch of different spiders in her collection. Very, very nice person. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, and please comment down below and tell me what your favorite one of the 21 that you saw, well, actually 20 that you saw, because one we didn't really see, which one your favorite one was. And we'll see how many people actually comment. Please comment. I mean, if you watch it, just take 1 second to comment which one your favorite one is. And we'll see everybody in the next video.